Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Dr. Denis Phares is here. He's the CEO of Dragonfly Energy. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers. Big R in Sparks is located on Bering Boulevard next to Smith's and across from Reed High School for workwear and everyday wear. Evaporative coolers, outdoor living, Weber's, Traeger's, and Lodge. Fill your propane tanks here. Big R on Bering Boulevard in Sparks, next to Smith's and across from Reed High School. Big R. Hardware, clothing, and a whole lot more.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
It's the $100,000 Cash is King Progressive giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Giveaways every Saturday with a Progressive up to $20,000 and $15,000 in guaranteed grand prize giveaways. There's another 100,000 reasons to play and win at the Carson Valley Inn.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are pleased to welcome to the program for the first time Dr. Denis Phares. He is CEO of Dragonfly Energy. Welcome to the program, sir.
Great to be here.
So your company is a leading manufacturer of deep cycle lithium-ion batteries, which is sold direct to consumers under the Battleborn Batteries brand and to original equipment manufacturers such as Keystone RV and Airstream. Tell us more about your company.
That's our core business. We assemble battery packs. We sell to OEMs like Keystone, Airstream, Tiffin, an original equipment manufacturer. So manufacturers of RVs. We sell direct to consumer. Anytime you need a deep cycle battery, typically the incumbent technology is lead acid batteries. You're very familiar with those. We make lithium-ion batteries to replace those. It's a better product. It lasts a lot longer. It's more reliable. It's a lot lighter. But we are really a lithium-ion battery technology company. So we've made this product and sold this product for a while, but we have a thriving research and development program. We develop new chemistries. We've been working on solid-state, non-flammable batteries. We've been working on manufacturing cells domestically here, streamlining the whole manufacturing process. So even though we're best known for the products that we sell, the Battleborn batteries, deep cycle products that we sell, we're much more than that.
We're racing towards this future. And, under the national aegis of not one but several administrations who have seen the future and said that it is lithium and battery storage. Are we keeping up with demand? Is demand keeping up with supply? Where are we? Because in certain ways, it seems to me that we're rushing so fast, and state governments and the federal government are making all kinds of proclamations of when everything should be electrified. Where do you think we are?
Lithium is a part of it. So it's not necessarily that we need lithium. We need energy, right? So we're trying to power our society. And there's been a great push over the last decade plus, largely driven by Tesla, to electrify transportation, particularly cars. And cars need lithium, right? So lithium, the focus on lithium has been driven by the focus on electric vehicles. The way we see it at Dragonfly is lithium plays a role beyond that as well, and that is to stabilize the electricity grid, the power grid, because as the demand on the grid increases with the increase of electric vehicles, with the increase of renewable energy, solar and wind on the grid, you need more storage.
Right.
And a lot of that storage is going to come from lithium. Not all of it, but lithium is the most energy dense way to store electricity on the grid. And that's why our focus at Dragonfly Energy is deep cycle storage. And by that we mean lithium batteries that can cycle many, many times with a large depth of discharge. So,
and let's just make it simple real quick, which is that the sun doesn't shine at night, the wind doesn't blow all the time. You need to have storage for the times when that energy is not available.
Yes, that's exactly right. So it's because of the intermittency of these energy sources. So your question was, are we keeping up? And the short answer is no. We still rely heavily on foreign sources of lithium. We are trying to rapidly increase the infrastructure to allow for the lithium to be extracted from the ground here in the United States, particularly in Nevada, but also to produce the cathode active materials from that lithium, and then finally to produce the cells. And what Dragonfly is trying to do is make it cost effective to produce the cells here in the United States. It's going to be a big part of our energy future. It's not all of it. But it is an important part, and there's a race to, excuse me, there's a race to move as fast as we can to compete on the world stage, but also to become as self-sufficient as we can be for our energy future.
We just came back from a trip to Thacker Pass up in northern Nevada, and we didn't realize when we were going there that this isn't just a project for now. This is a 40-year project that they have there. That's an incredible amount of lithium. In fact, there's so much lithium there on their property that they have to decide which is the least productive parts of the lithium field to build their plant on. How does this affect where we are versus having to import lithium from other places?
Well, I mean, you made the point, the lithium is here. We have the resource. We're fortunate to have the resource, but it's a race to get it out of the ground and into batteries. And that's going to take a long time. You know, we're likely not going to be getting lithium from some of these mines, including the Thacker Pass project or the Rhyolite Ridge project or others, not for several years. You know.
Yeah, the Thacker Pass is saying 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So that is just to get started, and to expand to getting many thousands of tons annually out of the ground. There's a time constant there, and it could take decades to really get to where we need to be. But the projections and the goal to get to full fleet electrification is going to require more lithium than we can get out of the ground now. So that's sort of the disconnect there. We still need to find lithium globally.
All right, but at the same time, one looks at, because the Thacker Pass project is a 40-year project, which is stunning. I had no idea that it was, 4 phases that would last that long. And like you say, Ioneer and other companies are working in the state to be able to produce this lithium. But technology is also going to improve over time. And so what might, last from 1 to 10 now, in 20 years may be from 1 to 100 in terms of, storage capabilities. The stability of the grid. What do we need to do to stabilize the grid and increase the productivity of the grid to service? At least let's start here with the Western United States, because there are people that talk about the grid is not stable at this point.
Well, in my view, I think the grid can be made a lot more efficient if you can have more distributed sources of energy and more distributed storage nodes. So what we work on at Dragonfly in particular is the technology to allow for more distributed storage. We want to see safe, deep cycle storage in every home, in every grid-tied building. And if you can do that, if you can have distributed storage, distributed sources of energy, then the grid becomes a lot more stable. You form more of a mesh network of, of energy, so that if one node goes down, you still have all the other nodes that prop up the grid. And that also requires less transport of energy. So you can really make the full servicing of the grid very efficient, because you can optimize where the energy comes from, either from solar panels or wind farms or a centralized fossil fuel plant or whatever. You can really optimize it so that you are transmitting, minimizing the transmission of electricity.
And you would see, for example, like apartment complexes would have a central location within that apartment complex to be able to service all those apartments rather than each one having an individual cell. Am I correct in that?
Absolutely. You can have local storage, you can have microgrid level storage, you can have macrogrid level storage. So you have different scales of production and storage. And I do believe that a smart software-driven grid is going to be the most efficient, and that is the future.
And you know, where do the power companies come in? For example, like an NV Energy or similar companies throughout the country.
I think
are they going to need massive storage capabilities?
Well, I think they're going to require a lot of storage. And where do they come in? Well, they're driving the whole conversation. What we can do, companies like Dragonfly, is provide the technology, and ultimately they're the ones that are going to adopt it. So we are tasked with making it make sense for them financially, making it affordable for them, making it easy to implement. And I do envision a scenario where an NV Energy can mandate certain levels of behind-the-meter storage. You know, it's certainly not up to us. It's up to the utility companies and the energy commissions, but the utility commissions. But I do think it would make sense. What we do now at Dragonfly is we facilitate this happening off-grid in mobile scenarios like RVs and boats. But getting that to transition to larger on-grid systems actually does make sense, and I do think utility companies are ultimately going to be on board.
And yes, and you're right that the PUCs of the country are going to be the ones that are going to mandate, you know, what the power companies have to do. But when you look at a company like Berkshire Hathaway, they have so many power companies across, for example, the West, that they are a major player in all of this. What do you think about China, for example, talking more and more about hydrogen rather than lithium? Where does that play into all of this?
Well, hydrogen is a lot more energy dense than a lithium-ion battery. I mean, hydrogen does have its benefits. It's got its disadvantages too. There's safety issues with hydrogen. There's also cost issues associated with producing hydrogen. So it's a technology bottleneck. You know, technology is required not just to bring new innovations to fruition, but also to make them cost-effective. So I do think hydrogen will play a role, along with lithium-ion batteries, along with nuclear, everything. You know, right now we are not operating in a sustainable fashion, and I think all of these new innovations are going to contribute to transforming it to something that actually is efficient and sustainable.
Do you think we're on the last generation of natural gas-fired plants being built? We're close to it?
I think we're close to it. It does depend on how quickly we can ramp up everything else, because we are using more and more energy. And if you can accommodate that, the new loads that are put on the grid, if you can accommodate all of that with more renewable energy, with more batteries, with whatever else, then I think we are close to the end of building new natural gas plants. But if you can't, then we're going to need more. Ultimately, we're not going to stop society. We're going to continue to function as a society the way we are used to. I think history has proven that, and hopefully we can use the new renewable-based technologies to accommodate the new energy usage.
I talked to Doug Cannon about nuclear power. He's the head of NV Energy. And I said, I think that nuclear power just needs a rebranding because people are so scared of the word nuclear because of things that happened decades ago, with the exception of Fukushima, which was another whole story. I mean, that was what a stupid place to put a nuclear power plant. I mean, it was just incredible. But his response to rebranding was the word fusion. Is that the word that we use going forward to be able to allow nuclear power, the cleanest, safest form of energy for the most part?
Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, fusion is, I mean, that's the nuclear power that is both energy dense and doesn't create the hazardous radioactive waste. I mean, I can't answer that question. I think we're pretty far away from it, but if someone can figure it out in a cost-effective manner, that would be incredible.
But it's, in a way, isn't it a marketing problem as much as anything else? I mean, to be able to market it to the public, to say, hey, this is a safe thing, you know, you want clean energy, this is the direction you need to go as part of the solution. It's going to be multiple solutions. Well,
it's not a marketing thing because we're not doing fusion now. Any new nuclear plants are fission plants.
Right, but isn't that because people are scared of the terminology? You know, if somebody were to say, okay, we're going to put a nuclear power plant next to your house, people, oh my God.
If you told me you're building a fusion plant next to my house, I'd be very happy, but that's not happening anytime soon. They're going to be fission plants, and they're going to have the same sort of issues, I think. But I'll just say this, I hope that it happens. I hope that we are able to ramp up nuclear in a way that is safer than it has been historically, and in a way that can really accommodate a lot of our needs.
Hopefully in our lifetimes.
Hopefully in our lifetimes. Right. But I will caveat, I'm not a nuclear power expert. So.
No, and I understand. It's a conversation. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
It's a good time to eat.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
It's a good time to play.
The casino industry drove Nevada's economy for decades. By the 1990s, however, the state's sole industry was in sharp decline. Many were losing their homes, many were leaving the state. Is Reno on track to be the Detroit of the West? Was an October 2010 Reno Gazette-Journal headline. Nevada knew it was time for a change and a time to diversify. Story County took that lead, took risks, invested tens of millions transforming its desert into a place of opportunity and a future for Nevada families needing something new. That desert now provides thousands of high-paying tech, advanced manufacturing, and energy careers at companies like Tesla, Panasonic, Google, Switch, and Redwood Materials. Story County transformed Northern Nevada forever, and the tide of opportunity has raised all vessels through construction contracts, high-paying careers, and the power of payroll. Tens of millions have been generated in sales and property tax, permits, and other revenues for Reno, Sparks, Washoe County, and for all of Nevada. Enough, in fact, to generate a surplus after public services are provided. And best of all, a sustainable economic climate has been created, enabling our children to stay in Nevada and live prosperous lives in their home state. Story County, improving Northern Nevada one industry at a time.
It's a good time to win.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Dr. Denis Phares. He is CEO of Dragonfly Energy. One of the things that I find the most exciting about the whole lithium conversation is that Nevada has it from one end to the other. So, you know, finding the lithium and then utilizing it. What are your thoughts on that for Nevada as an economic development phase?
The fact that we have so much lithium in the ground here is a great opportunity, and the best way to seize the opportunity for the state is to complete the loop, to get out of the ground, to process the lithium, to make the cells and the battery packs, and then recycle the lithium, and then get the lithium back out of the spent cells. So the fact that that is all happening here in the state is fantastic. I think we should seize that opportunity, and this should be the lithium capital of the world.
Are you excited by the fact that Thacker Pass, for example, got a huge investment, around $650 million from GM, and the promise to buy all the lithium they can produce for the next 10 years? And Redwood now got a couple of $1 billion of investment. It seems like companies like yours are all prime for huge financing and expansion opportunities.
I think we're in the right place at the right time, for sure. Am I excited about what GM did with Thacker Pass? I don't know if I'm excited, because that sort of allots all of that lithium to transportation. I do think some of it should go to the grid and to stabilizing the grid. I certainly am excited about the enthusiasm in the state, nationally and globally. So I am excited that Dragonfly exists at this moment where lithium is a big deal.
All right, let's take another break and we'll be right back.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
Pro Group Management is the place where companies can find workers' comp solutions that are designed to meet their specific business requirements. As regulations evolve, Pro Group takes a proactive approach to clear the path to make sure your business stays ahead of the curve. Knowing your workers' comp program is optimized, you can focus on other important matters related to your growing business. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Retail's impact on Nevada's economy? Enormous. 8,600 businesses, large and small, employing 145,000 workers. And last fiscal year, retail paid tax on nearly $60 billion in sales. We're the Retail Association of Nevada. We support retail, we help it grow, and we mean business.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Dr. Denis Phares. He is CEO of Dragonfly Energy. One of the things we wanted to talk to you about was your sponsorship of Reno Startup Week. Tell us what that is all about and why your company thinks it's good enough to sponsor.
Well, for us, it's giving back, because Dragonfly Energy started here in Reno. We were a startup 10 years ago. I started this company back in 2012. I got my executive MBA at UNR, and I was involved in a lot of these startup competitions, business plan competitions, pitch competitions, and that's what made us, that's what got us going. So it's important to us as a company, to support these sorts of things, and EDON's Reno Startup Week is a perfect example of this, where we can support local entrepreneurs, we can help new businesses get going, provide the educational tools, and so we are a proud sponsor of this.
Okay, and if people want to be involved in this in some way, who should be involved and who should they contact to be involved? Because this is coming up September 25th through the 29th.
It's coming up September 25th, yeah. So first of all, I think that if you if you are an entrepreneur, if you have an idea, if you've actually started a business, if you have a fledgling business that is looking to grow, then I think this will provide the opportunity to learn. It'll provide the opportunity to network. So Reno Startup Week, look it up.
Okay, well, you can go to EDON's website and get the information.
It's an EDON event, yes. So I think you can get all the information you need from EDON. But I can vouch from experience that these sorts of events are incredibly useful to gain the understanding for what you need to set up the business, how you set up the business plan, how you set up the financial models. This will provide that sort of education, and I think it's very important for local entrepreneurs.
Well, thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it, and I think it's such an exciting time to be in your industry at this point in history, because I think it's going to be literally historic what's going to occur in Nevada over the coming decades.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here in the state of Nevada at this time, so thank you for recognizing that.
Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Calamity. It lurks around every corner. Or not. That's why UMC Quick Care is around every corner, with locations around the valley. UMC Quick Care, for all your small calamities.
7 at 7 is a newscast built for your smartphone. It's a 7-minute newscast available every weekday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. at lvrj.com. We don't waste your time, and we give you the day's top stories.
We at the RJ have noticed some similarities between us and a certain BTS character, RJ.
Plus the latest in Las Vegas business, weather, health, and entertainment news. 7 at 7 streaming now on your smartphone.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can always watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day by downloading the audio or video podcast, watching us on YouTube, or just go to the website, nevadanewsmakers.com. We'll see you on the next broadcast.